Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So they announced a new patch, the 0.1.1. So on this patch, they really worked on Endgame, Pinnacle as well, item, filter for console. They thought about everything. Now, they didn't announce any nerf so far, so for now our builds are safe. I'm pretty sure this will be coming up soon, but for now I think they was really focusing on Endgame and just the overall experience. I just reached Endgame yesterday. I was kind of taking my time knowing that a lot of people had issue at the Endgame, so I'm glad they patched this right before I get into Endgame. I will be streaming Endgame content tomorrow, probably on YouTube and Twitch. You can follow me there, and let's roll the video.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Well, we're back from our break. We've been playing the game a whole lot, and we've been reading a whole lot of feedback as well. So it's time to assess and work out what we're going to do next. Now, later this week we'll be releasing PoE2 0.1.1. This is a patch designed to address the concerns that we can address relatively quickly, without needing to create a new league or a new economy just yet. In this video, we'll be going over some of the issues we've identified and what we're planning on doing about them. It's worth stressing that just because a specific issue isn't on this list doesn't mean that we're not aware of it or that it isn't going to get addressed. It just means that we either can't fix the problem quickly or we can't do so without the need for a new economy. One of the major areas that needs a lot of attention is the base experience of mapping. We've made a lot of changes here. First, in-game maps have received a balance pass to the number of monsters, number of chests, number of magical rare monsters, number of essences, strongboxes, and precursor artifacts. You should generally find maps more rewarding than before. Maps generally specialize in one or more of these elements that they will be particularly rewarding in. Now, towers are a thing that's very important for players to run often, but we only had one of them.
Just reached Endgame, so I can't wait to see how different it is.
So we've added 4 more tower maps. Alpine Ridge, Sinking Spire.
Okay. More towers for people that have trouble like finding them, I guess.
And Mesa. We've also redone the existing Lost Towers map to make playing there less boring.
Okay.
We're now also spawning more maps with bosses. The rate was intended to be 1 in 4 maps, but in reality the rate was much lower due to some maps being unable to spawn bosses. We've increased the rate to compensate for this issue so that we can get the actually intended rate.
Very nice.
We're also adding a new type of tablet that allows you to add bosses to your maps with its own
mod. No way!
Strongboxes also needed some love. They now spawn monsters faster, have a less annoying fog effect, and have also received changes to the timings and effects of the mods on them.
Okay.
Now, let's talk about visibility of effects. Many maps had too much clutter, preventing effects on the ground from rendering.
You can't see shit.
Unable to see and dodge them.
Yeah.
We've both changed the level of clutter on some maps and changed some effects to make sure that they are always visible.
Yes!
In addition,
let them cook.
Explosion effects have had visibility improved. Stick around for longer before they explode, and disappear without exploding if a rare monster dies.
Nice!
Volatile plants are also way easy to see before they explode.
I love that.
Now we've also increased the zoom level on the Atlas.
They're cooking.
Done a pass on various terrain collision issues in many maps. We've also improved the load times of opening the world map and Atlas panel. And we also now show the biome of a map on the hover for it. For other in-game content systems, we're focusing on getting all the rewards in line with what they should be. For Delirium, we recently fixed a bug which caused Delirium monsters to just not spawn after the starting part. And we've also buffed the rate of simulacrums dropping by 20% to make it more in line with the rate of finding the expedition and ritual bosses.
Amazing.
For Ritual, we've made omens now appear in the Ritual tribute window 60% more often. For Expedition, we've improved the rarity from the shops, but we'll be wanting to make some more substantial changes to the rewards for this league later on. Now, one of the major concerns that we're often seeing is that getting to play Pinnacle content just takes too long, and that when you do finally get there, you only get one attempt and don't get a chance to learn the boss. In order to address these concerns, we're making the following changes. First, we're making the Citadels spawn closer to the center of the Atlas, and we've also added an effect so you can see them in the fog of war from further away.
So you know where to go.
Much easier to find. To address the problem of only having one attempt, on the Arbiter of Ash you will now get up to 6 respawn attempts. Respawns can only be triggered by the person who put in the keys. And
That's
everyone
really
in your
good.
party will be respawned at the same time.
It gives you time
Leaving
to
the map
learn.
still forfeits your attempt, so you'll still need to fight the boss with the build you walked into the map with.
Very
Higher
nice.
difficulties of the boss will lower the number of respawn attempts you get, but you should know the mechanics of the fight by then, right? Now, we'll also be adding respawns to other Pinnacle content as well over time. Another thing that players have noticed is that there are less keys from Farad'n Citadels on the market, and thought that it was because the Citadel spawns less often. It turns out though that this is just because the boss kills players more often than the others. We've made a few changes to that boss to bring it in line with the other bosses. A lot of people have reported that many of our unique items are feeling underwhelming. Uniques are
That's
often
true.
designed to be build enabling at high levels, even if they're low level uniques. But we realized that we do need to make sure that more uniques feel powerful when you first get them at low levels too. In
Yeah,
this patch,
sometimes
we're
they're
buffing
useless.
a lot of uniques. These changes should make finding uniques at lower levels a lot more fun, and make subsequent character playthroughs more fun too when you
Oh
have some
my
great uniques
God.
to use.
Nice.
We're also
They changed the
changing a few other things
uniques.
to make finding rares better at higher levels too. First, we're changing mod weightings a bit to make sure that there are less bad mods. Another fix is making high tier items no longer cull the highest tier modifier of a given mod type. This bug caused bows and crossbows to not spawn with attack speed at tier 5 rarity, and rings to not spawn with life at tier 5 rarity.
Wow.
Another change we're making is to make it so that socketables such as runes can now be overwritten with another socketable.
Dude,
As
this
we
is
continue to play,
huge.
we still find many balance anomalies with specific
You're not locked
monsters
on
or
the room
bosses
that you
can be
put.
nasty if you
I
encounter
love
them.
that.
This patch contains a pass adjusting a large number of those monsters and bosses. We'll save the full list for the patch notes, but there are a significant number of changes here that should address many cases where monsters or bosses felt too hard in certain circumstances. Here are a few examples to get a taste of what kind of changes you can expect. The Silver Fist Commander role now does a lot less damage.
Oh yeah. that will
Plague
fuck
Bearer's
you up.
Detonate Dead can no longer be used from off-screen and has better telegraphing. Forsaken Miners throw less grenades, have improved visuals, and deal less damage.
These grenades, I could
And
never
Lost
see
Men's
them.
Zealots can no longer meteor you from off-screen either. As
Nice.
well as many other changes just like those.
I love that.
One of the big issues for players on consoles is that the web-based item filter system is currently not working. This means that they can't use item filters like the PC users can. For 0.1.1, we'll be enabling the same system that PoE1 has, which allows you to subscribe to item filters on the website. For now, this will be done on the PoE1
Amazing.
website to allow us
For
to get
all
this
the
feature
console
out as fast as
players.
possible. Later on, we'll improve the user experience of this and put it on the Path of Exile 2 website.
Wow.
This patch also contains a bunch of other smaller changes and bug fixes that I'm sure you guys will appreciate, like buffing armor and scavenged plating,
Armor was
showing
useless,
the number of
so
uses left in your charms, as well as an effect when they trigger,
The song of the exiles.
fixing the music that Una was supposed to play in town,
I mean, we'll take it. We take the song.
and plenty of other little fixes and improvements throughout the game. Now, we have a huge amount
Wow.
of much more meta-shifting changes that we know we want to make. And one of the best things about having the game in early access with the endgame is that we now have a much better idea of where we want character power to be and what the balance of bosses and monsters should be relative to that. But those types of changes are going to have to wait until we are ready to make a new league
Hey, they're
and a new
cooking.
economy for people to play in.
They're fucking cooking.
That's still a little while away yet, but in the meantime, we'll be continuing to identify things that are causing frustration and try and address them. I want to thank you guys for playing and hope to be doing more
Wow.
of these in the future. Later.
They cooked.
All right, so there you
Let's
have it.
go.
Pretty awesome.
I just reached endgame just now, yesterday actually, and I was pretty sure for this patch that they would be, improving the endgame. So this is why I basically took my time, because I heard endgame was a little effy. So I was like, surely they're gonna come up with a new patch. So I was not really rushed to go endgame. I just kind of played through all characters, kind of like get the basic of the game and stuff. Make a bunch of video to help you guys. But I think it's really good that they're improving endgame, because I felt like from what I've seen that people were kind of like unhappy with it. So I'm really glad I'm reaching endgame, and these changes are going to be implemented. So I'm really excited now to play this for sure. Yeah, wow. They absolutely cook. I love how whatever the feedback is, they always try to make good changes that is healthy for the game. So far there's nothing in there that I'm saying like, wow, like this is not really good. Like everything they did is amazing. So they fucking cook. Let's go. W's in the chat.